blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. That's my girl right there. Oh my goodness. Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday. Again, Thursday. Wow.
We made it.
Indeed.
Through hurricanes and everything. We here.
Yes, ma'am. We are here.
How you doing down there, Troy? How you feeling?
I am blessed. Let me tell you, for those who don't know, I live in Orlando, Florida, and old Milton decides to come in. So he came last night around, I'll say 11 p.m. And he was gone. When I woke up, it was like 7:30 and it was quiet. So I actually fell asleep on that. So that shows you how much I gave him attention.
Right.
Had lights, had mobile, had internet. So I was real good. I checked the damage outside, and fortunately, again, thank God, my car didn't even get touched. It looked like it got a good car wash. That's what it looked like, but that was it. But
I thank God.
There was some we have these little fences, kind of like a mini patio.
Mm-hmm.
And mine was fine, but my neighbors, it was just blown to bits.
That's crazy. Yeah, hey. Mother Nature, she be Mother Nature, and she be doing what she do, and we can't control her. So there's that. And then these last two, Helene and Milton, I think they was just some disgruntled lovers or something. The way they just came through here, I was like, "What's happening?" Now they're talking about these other ones. I was like, "Stop! Enough already! Enough already!" Okay?
I just deal with them one at a time.
The ancestors is going. They feeling janky, so we gonna feel it. So there we go. They're not happy with what's going on, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, all I know is thank you, everyone who's been praying for me and my family. Everybody is good. My daughter is good. My son, he's good. Everybody's good.
And we have other Blast family members who were right there at the storm, and they're safe. So thank God. Shout out to Courtney Malikia and
as well as
our doula, our other doula, Courtney. She's Courtney too, right?
No, she's Courtney, and then Malikia is Malikia.
Malikia Courtney, yes. Yeah. I got it backwards. My brain. It's been that kind of day. Where I've been talking backwards. I don't know why. I have no idea, but here we are. And I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad everything. I wasn't even worried about you being unsafe. That's the crazy thing. I pray, me, once I pray about something, I just be like, okay, God, there we go. And I just anticipate He's gonna do what I need him to do. So that includes my people and who I love. That's you, Troy. And so you were safe, you and yours. Okay. No doubt. Here we are on the Thursday night, getting ready to chop it up again. Somebody I don't know, so I'm very excited because I've never met this lady until tonight earlier, and excuse me, sorry. That was a sneeze. For those of you who don't know, that was my sneeze. Okay, so before we get into our interview,
you already know, sponsor time.
Let's do it.
So let's go ahead and start it off. The sweetest line.
Yes, the sweetest line. You see it like my hair. You know it's healthy. She got a hold of these eyebrows because, baby, they was looking a little sketchy. And she got a hold to me, and I feel better. I feel better about life. So, you know, she does my locks. Y'all see, with me having locks, I have my hair in all kinds of different styles. She does locks. She does natural hair. She does perm hair. She cuts. She does makeup. I mean, I've only had my hair like a million styles. And so when people say, I can't get locks because I can't do anything with my hair, well, incorrect. You can. And especially depending on the length of your hair. When my hair was shorter, I used to do all kinds of things with my hair. And I was thinking about cutting my hair back up shoulder length so that she could, you know, do the tricky hairstyles again. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay. But if you are interested in her putting her hands in your head, please be aware that she also does house calls. Even though we're in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, she has clients in Charlotte and Raleigh in the surrounding areas, okay? So if you would, you can call her at 336-734-3307. You can also reach her on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat at The Sweetest Line. And she's on Facebook under Makaya Mitchell. And most importantly, make sure that you tell her when you reach out to her that Carla sent you. And I would also like to say happy anniversary to my sis. Y'all know her husband was murdered a few years ago, and today was their wedding anniversary. Ouch. And Askil was a wonderful guy, and he treated my sis with so much love and respect. And I want to wish them a happy anniversary, even though he's not here with her in the flesh to be with her today. So y'all think of her on today. Now, our next sponsor is Intuitive Readings by Myra. Yes, and indeed. It's just that, Intuitive Readings by Myra. She is an energy reader. She reads your energy. It's not hoodoo. It's not voodoo, good people of God. She is also saved and sanctified, but she takes your energy. And I'm telling you, Troy knows firsthand. Baby, she'll tell you your whole business and you'll be sitting there like, what the world? But, you know, she's gifted with that. So if you want to talk to someone that can tell you what the higher you is wanting and needing for you to do, then you need to reach out to Miss Myra. And y'all, she's one of the sweetest people on earth. Indeed. Really one of the sweetest personalities you have ever met. But just be aware, she will put you through the paces, and you might have some homework if you stay on board and go beyond just the one reading. So if you would like to get a reading from her, she's also in Winston-Salem, but you could do readings with her virtually. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can call her at 336-480-1653 to book an in-person reading at her office, or you can go to intuitivereadingsbymyra.com and you can book her there. And whichever one you decide, just make sure you tell her Carla sent you. And then last but not least,
gotta get that sauce.
The sauce. You know what? Sunshine's gonna kill me because I still got her sauce in my refrigerator. But I'm going to my grandmother's funeral in Charlotte this weekend, so I'm going to take it to her. That's what I'm going to do.
I think she needs that sauce.
She needs that sauce right now. That sauce will make her life, I do believe. Yes, so, indeed. Y'all, this sauce by NX Jerk Center and Pastor Paul is amazing. It's jerk barbecue sauce. Yes, you heard me correctly. Jerk barbecue sauce. And it has a taste, a flavor that's out of this world. It's jerk and it's barbecue sauce. And there's mild and there's hot and spicy. Now, disclaimer. If you cannot handle hot and spicy, don't you order that hot and spicy. Because that hot and spicy is for hot mouth individuals such as myself. Okay, and it's so good. And we put it on everything around here. Vegetables, um, French fries, chicken, you name it. It goes on it, and we love it, and we eat it. Okay, so get you a bottle. And right now, it's $12 for shipping and handling and everything. Okay,
Yes,
a bottle. So get you one. Go to nhdirkcenter.com. And when you place your order, make sure you tell Pastor Paul Carla sent you. Okay.
yes, indeed. So,
Mhm.
what I'm going to do before your guest comes in, she actually gave us some photos. So let's take a little gander.
Look.
There
Ooh,
she
la 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 la. Ooh, look at there. Oh, right there. Yes, ma'am. Oh, it's giving. It's giving. Okay, ma'am, listen. Yo, get ready for none other, none other
None other.
than the talented, phenomenal, beautiful, gorgeous diva, Miss Bridget Wilson, proprietor,
How y'all?
CEO of her own company, which she's
Good
going to
evening,
tell y'all
everyone.
all about, baby. Look at you.
Wow, I don't even know what to say after that amazing introduction. I appreciate it.
Oh, I love it, honey. Yes,
thank,
give the people the favor, why
thank
don't you?
you.
I
Yeah,
love it.
that's what I'm here to do.
Thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you for
Wow.
having me.
So, Miss Bridget, tell the people about your company. We're going to jump right out because usually I
Okay.
ease you in. But first, because I was so excited, because as I told them behind the scenes, I manifested Bridget on my show, y'all.
Okay. I love it.
I
I love it.
did.
Look,
And
and that goes
the
to
fact,
show you if there's anything you want to happen, you gotta speak it into existence, right?
and write it down. You
That's
hear
right.
me?
Okay.
And we'll get into that later, how I manifested this beautiful, gorgeous woman of color. Ma'am, tell the people about your company.
Yes, ma'am. As you know, my company is called Wilson Plus Talent and Consulting. I started about, let's see, November of 2021 is when I officially started. However, I've been a model for about 15 years. Started out just locally, doing a lot of, statewide, local things. Then I had the opportunity to do New York Fashion Week. I've been to LA. I've been everywhere, pretty much nationally. But it got to the point where I really wanted to take my career to the next level. So I was trying to get signed to an agency. But me being, I'm 5'9", size 24, I have hips, I have a stomach, so at that time, certain agencies weren't looking at a woman that looked like me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were looking for someone that was 6 feet tall, size 18, hourglass figure, which to me, I feel like that's not realistic because the
Mm-hmm.
average woman is not built that way. The average woman is size 14. So, and because of babies or whatever else in life, we come with stomachs, we come with hips. So I just got tired of sitting around feeling sorry for myself, waiting for, saying somebody else to make the change. I was like, okay. I was already thinking about it, like probably about a good 10 years, thinking about starting the agency. Didn't know
Okay.
how to do it. I had no idea. So one day I just prayed to God. I said, God, I said, if this is meant to happen, and I mean, I have the knowledge as a model. So, show me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to do. So fast forward to maybe about 6 months prior to me officially opening, I took 10 models up under my wing and I said to them, if I'm able to do for you what I did for myself in the past 15 years, would you still stick with me when I open my agency in November? Because I'd already planned, when I was going to open and everything. And some of those same models that were with me then are still with me to this day. So November 1st, 2021, I just walked out on faith, and I said, you know what? I'm going to open up. I'm not going to say the first, because I don't really think it's too many agencies out there that specialize in plus size talent.
Okay.
But I would honestly say that I'm one of the first. So that being said, and not just statewide, nationwide. Nationwide. Excuse me. I started out just working with people in the state, but I was like, you know what? I'm bigger than that. So I opened up my doors, my roster. I have over 30 models so far on my roster. I actually ended up opening my doors a few months ago to everyone, to be all inclusive, because I felt like still there was a need for just the average person, period, regardless of size, regardless of height. Because I have a few petite models on my roster. And even they were saying that it was hard for them because they weren't tall enough. Then you have some people with disabilities, what I'm saying, that, are very talented. And I'm starting to see those on the runway as well. So I was like, okay, let me open up my roster to people with disabilities. So now I am an all-inclusive talent agency. I focus on models because that's where I came from. However, I do represent people from other different types of talents as well. So I have a range of actors, singers, screenwriters, you name it, voice artists, poets, authors. The list goes on and on. I have a very diverse group. So I've been very, very blessed. So that's basically us in a nutshell. It was a long time coming. I will say that, because I was scared pretty much. But again, I just had to walk out on faith and just say, okay, God, just show me what I need to do. And I just did it. I just didn't really have a plan. I'm not going to lie. Didn't have a plan. I just ran with it, and it's just been taking off. I mean, I've been getting people left and right asking for representation. I had a young lady from Korea reach out to me. She's originally from Korea, but she lives in New York. So my next dream really is to take my agency global, because I feel like this is something that is going to be my legacy. It's really something I'm really strong. I'm strong about. I feel strongly about. Not just advocating for my plus size talent, but anyone that feels like they've been overlooked in the industry, because of whatever, because of their weight, because of their because they're not they don't look like Naomi Campbell, or they're they're not tall enough, or whatever the case may be. Because again, you see your average looking people in commercial brands, commercials. You're seeing them on the big screen. You're seeing them everywhere. So why not represent them?
Wow.
Yeah.
That faith walking is some serious business, isn't it?
I'm trying to tell you.
It's
not to play with. It's not to play with. And you really have to be mentally prepared.
Really, you don't have to be. And I say that because when it comes to faith, either you have faith or you don't have faith, right?
No, that's true. That's true.
So sometimes when you have faith, you don't have all the other stuff, but God handles it, right?
Absolutely.
I know firsthand.
You're right about that.
Serious, what we drinking? Oh, praise the Carla's Concoctions tonight, because your drink look pretty. What you drinking?
I got a little pina colada here.
Not a little pina colada. I'm drinking a little. I'm drinking some red wine, but y'all know what? Look, I dipped back to my old standard. It's called the Oxte. OXTE, y'all. I get this at Trader Joe's. I don't know if you can see it. The bottle is so bright. Look at that. See Oxte? And it means the The silence.
The silence.
And baby, what I would tell you is if you drink one glass, you will be silent. You will be quiet.
Okay. I don't know. I may need to mess with that then.
No, and it's dry. And you already told me you like sweet. So yeah. Now I will tell you, Trader Joe's has a wine that I love when I drink sweet. It's called Renegade Lemonade.
We had a little breakup there. I cannot.
There you go. Yeah, you pop down, pop back in. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. It's called Renegade Lemonade, and you can get it at Trader Joe's. And it's a lemonade flavored, it's a lemonade infused wine.
It sounds
delicious. It's almost 13%. Most sweet wines aren't that strong.
What?
But baby, it'll make you feel happy on the inside.
Look, I might need to try that.
It's great. And then, believe it or not, Yellowtail Moscato. I tell people,
I love Yellowtail.
Yellowtail Moscato is the good old cheap good Moscato.
Oh, yeah, I drink that.
Because they make it with pears instead of what the other people make it with. That's why it tastes different. So it's so good. I love wine, honey.
Girl, me too. If I didn't have this, it would have been some wine. Trust me.
Yeah.
Some sweet red rosé or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I love the fact that you stepped out on faith and you said, if they don't have a lane for me, I'm going to make me a lane.
There you go.
And I noticed a lot of the entrepreneurs that come on here and that I have encountered in life, they stopped waiting for somebody to do something for them. And they jumped out there with both feet and they said, I'm going to do it myself. And I get that. Trust me. The body shape, like you said, like I'm 5'2.5", and now I've lost almost 30 pounds. I'm 200 and something pounds, 3 C-section champion. So I know about having a belly and hips and thighs, and all the things, but I'm shapely. I'm shapely, as my grandma used to say. I'm very shapely.
Right.
And I ain't never had not one complaint about my figure. And I can dress very well.
Yes,
and I'm always going to give face. Okay, so there we go.
And that's what it boils down to.
Yes. And you have to have the confidence, I think, to do anything, but especially to be a model, to just walk out there and say, hey, here I am. So I commend you, Miss Bridget. Now, the question, we're going to go backwards.
Okay.
Where you from and where you at?
I am from Wilmington, North Carolina. I am still in Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't know if you know anything. We're right up the road. Yeah. I don't know if you know anything about Wilmington. This is right on the coast of North Carolina. Fairly small town. But again, I did not let my those small beginnings stop me from, doing what I wanted to do ever.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
You didn't hear? I'm sorry. I forgot I had my dryer on. It was like buzz.
I heard that. I was wondering what happened. It's all good. Look, this is real life, right?
So reality live streaming. Okay, so there you go. But good old Wilmington. And there's a lot of movies and stuff. I'm an actress. They make a lot of movies in Wilmington now, a lot of TV shows, because Wilmington fits the bill for Martha's Vineyard, California, you name it. And these studios are starting to realize, it's a lot cheaper to film in good old North Carolina.
Right. We're called Little Hollywood.
It is. It really is. And people will be surprised to know how many of their favorite shows are filmed in Wilmington or in the Wilmington area.
Absolutely.
Because you have the coast, but then if you drive a little bit, you have the trees and the forest and
but pretty much everything you want right here in North Carolina.
And unfortunately, right now, our neighbors, where they make a lot of movies in the mountains, right now, the roads are gone. Our people in Asheville are suffering.
Yeah, and my prayers go out to them, like real, because
it's crazy.
It is.
I mean, imagine waking up and you're trapped. like you're landlocked because everything around you is gone. Like the roads are gone. Like imagine that.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine it, but that's why. And I'm not saying, that. I mean, you just can never prepare yourself for something like that. You know what I mean? Because it could happen to anyone. So the best thing to do is to remain prayed up, and you know what I'm saying, trust God in the process. That's it.
He say pray without ceasing. And whether you believe the word or not, I believe that. Pray without ceasing because, baby, life be lifing.
I'm a true witness to that. Yes, ma'am.
It be lifing so hard. Sometimes you be like, wait a minute now.
Well, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this.
How did I get on this list, God? Okay,
I don't like it. Soft life right now.
I'm trying to be in my soft girl era, but baby, but you know what? Since I turned 51,
stop it.
Life has been. I'm 51. Life has been very interesting. Because I'm in my selfish season, and I tell people that all the time. I'm in my selfish season. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. Yeah, I raised 4 children. I'm tired. I raised their daddy. We're divorced, but we're good friends. And now I'm just doing me, and I'm not apologizing for it.
I don't blame you. Look, I'm about to be 51 in about a week. So I'm right there with you, ma'am.
When's your birthday?
October 18th.
You're a Libra too.
Yes, ma'am.
One of my very best friends, that's her birthday. And every year for her birthday, her dad used to throw a shindig for her. Shout out to Marsha Ann. And I would do the comedy. She would have a bartender. She would have a poet. Girl, we would do it up, girl. And we would just have so much fun on that Libra's birthday.
See, Libras are the bomb, right?
I love y'all. Some of my favorite Libras are their birthdays today. My sister's a Libra, October 2nd. One of my best friends, she's September 28th, Libra. I'm a Leo, so I need y'all.
Well, I was going to say, Libras and Leos get along. My best friend is a Leo, so yeah. So we definitely get along very well. So yeah.
And y'all know how to be like, girl, please calm down.
Calm down. Like you need somebody to kind of balance you out, right?
Yeah. Or just don't pay me no attention at all. You just be there. Right. My sister people be like, my sister be so unbothered with my antics. And they be like, God, she be like, child, she gonna be all right.
That's just her.
Yes. So you are a Libra. You already answered my next question. I was gonna say, what's your zodiac sign? So that's amazing. And look at you, girl. Listen, I thank God for melanin, because baby,
I'm trying to tell you,
y'all 55. Look, Taraza. Why when we first came on, I thought she was you because I didn't look at the camera.
Oh, that's your friend.
So this is my friend Taraza. And I looked up and I saw the hair and I said, oh, what? And I had to look.
Like, what you doing here? Yeah.
You used to sit with her glasses off. And I said, oh my God, you are gorgeous. And the fact that you have a plus size modeling agency, like you said, you include other people, but your goal is to make sure that we, the bigger sisters, are seen. And I just love that. I love the fact that you incorporate disability. The thing I love about plus size modeling is that there is no height restriction like there is in regular modeling. Exactly. So I actually have another friend. She's a national, you might know her, model. She models for Ashley Stewart and other places. She's out of Dallas. What do we call her Mimi, but what's her real name? Oh my God. I met her. You might know her because she looks just like Angie Stone. I met her when I went to go audition. Oh,
I know who you're talking about. I don't know her personally, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, girl, she is fierce. And when I tell you, her body is off the
she's gorgeous, yeah.
She got a body like, and she don't have no stretch marks. That's what I be tripping out for. I be like, ma'am, where's your stretch marks?
Like, what happened? Yeah. Like, it's not there.
And she be like, it's crazy. I don't have them on my stomach. I be like, girl, get out of my face. But she's amazing. Wow. So shout out to her. Thank you. Hey, Taraza. Yes. So what is your goal before we dip off real quick and go to the artist of the week with you wanting to go global, which you're getting ready to start your own podcast next week. And, a lot of people listen to us all over, not just in the United States. And, in Africa and places of that nature, they love a good big body girl, baby.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, they do.
And in the
Forever in my
Caribbean, they
DM.
like it. So, what's your aim as far as spreading yourself globally? Because I know you said that's the aim, not just to be state and national, but to be global. So if you had a chance, if you had an opportunity, like right now, somebody said, no object, I'm going to fly you and 10 of your girls to what country? Where would you go?
London.
Yeah?
London, because it seems that London has more of they're more accepting, and believe it or not, even, I mean, I know it's in Europe, but it seems like they're not one. I mean, they're one of the most accepting countries as far as when it comes to plus sizes.
Really?
Plus size fashion, plus size models, they're a little bit more accepting. Actually, I just had a few friends of mine that actually just went to do a show for they're not with my agency, but anyway, I'm trying to get them. That's another story.
Okay.
They went to do London Fashion Week with a designer by the name of Kia Sherry. Amazing designer, African American, plus size herself. And her show is pretty much geared towards mostly plus sizes. So they went to London Fashion Week to do a full show. So yes, I would say London is first.
Okay.
Paris is second.
Okay.
And Ghana would be third.
Ghana. So Ghana has a fashion.
Yes, ma'am, they do. They have. Actually, I've been in talks with a young man from Ghana. But I'm still trying to feel my way through the red tape with visas and all that kind of stuff, the legalities. But he's been in the fashion industry there for years. So we've been talking back and forth for a long time. They have Ghana Fashion Week. He's been trying to get some of the African American designers from here to come there to do Ghana Fashion Week, but because of finances, it's expensive to try to fly to Ghana, right?
But once you get there, it's so inexpensive. I heard.
Right, and it is. It really is, and he even said that. But the situation with them is, unfortunately, some of the average people don't have the funds to sponsor models or designers to fly to their country. So that's the downside. You know what I mean? So I've really been trying to think of a way to help with that, so it's easier for Americans to go there for those opportunities. Because it's a lot when you, like I said, when you're dealing with passports, you're dealing with visas, you're dealing with all the extra stuff. So
I'm sure. It's a lot to it. Now, Taranza asks, she said, if we haven't covered it already, and we haven't, what is considered plus size? And
that's a good question. The industry standards start at, fashion industry, I should say. Fashion industry standards start at a size 12 and up. So anything under 12 is average, average size. 12 and up is considered a plus size. And believe it or not, the average woman in America is about a 12, 14, which is plus size.
Right.
So, I don't know what the issue was with the way, the brands have been going, why it took them so long to really advocate or really to really use plus size models when an average woman is a size 12, 14.
Well, it was because it was elitism. Because if you do the thing that there's not as much of, it makes you elite. It adds to elitism. So, a person who is thinner than the average person is considered to be outside the norm, because like you said, the norm is 12 and up, right?
True, but they
wanted
idea,
something that was outside the norm, which was smaller.
Right? But the idea of plus size of fashion is for the average person to see what certain fashions how they would look on their body, right? And you can't do that with if you're a 14. If they're putting a certain design on a size 2 or size 4, there's no way you can really understand how that's going to look on your size 14 body.
Exactly, and that's what she just said. Taranza was like, well, one of the fashion icons is Marilyn Monroe, and she was a 14.
There you go. Exactly. But that goes to show you how much society has changed. Because then, she was gorgeous. She wasn't even considered plus size. Like back then,
she was regular.
Right, she was regular because for that time frame. But now it's like our way of thinking about beauty is so warped, because we're so conditioned to think that, if you have a little bit of fat on you, it's unhealthy, which we know as women, that's not true.
Right.
That's just not
exactly. True. And men love it.
Of course. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a whole other story, right?
So we'll talk about that when we come back. It's so funny how, Okay. So we're at the midway point. So we're going to let Troy do his thing.
Yes, indeed. This is a great interview going on. I'm loving it. So tonight I got one of our favorites. Whoops, she popped. That's fine. It's our boy Hakeem Romance, and this is called Senorita. Let's check it out.
Oh.
This is for my model ties with a Coke bottle. And to my full figures, I push up on your full throttle. Yeah, baby, stop playing on me. You can get all the work, I even put in OT. I'm on go mode, thought I'd let you know this a land of romance. You super classy, but when you vibing with me, we getting nasty. Yeah, never trashy. I'ma dive in it, look at this, slide in it, girl. That's what I like, only for the night side. I'ma need you a few more times. Had to keep it real, you know the drill. Now bring that ass here. Shit. Girl, we got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, señorita, let me freak you out. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is. I've done one. My drip up on the mill, tell your mama chill. She out and ready and steady, might just get to it. I'ma have to tell her, give me 6 feet. She acting big, just the swag all up on me. Ay, Miss Jackson, what you want? Be aware, I'ma show you I'm full grown. I know you here for a good time, not a long time. But listen, can we make it both? You got what I need, I got what you want. Understand what the vibe is. You looking like you ready to go. You ain't got dressed up to the night. So dangerous, you out of line.
Look, ma'am, you knew exactly what you were doing when you put that on.
Girl, we got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, señorita, let me break ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is. I've done one. You got my undivided attention, so is any lady. I saw you from across the room and I was just wondering, maybe if you'd like to take a tour of the crib. You can bring your friend too. Hey, listen, I'd like to show you things. I can have you pulling up in the Benz or a photo range. Cause I can show you the world. Take my hand, let's explore. We got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, señorita, let me break ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is. Cause I've done one.
And that is our boy Hakeem Romance with Senorita. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So if you're a fan of great music, you can also go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast. We're constantly changing the industry, one artist at a time. All right, ladies, back to you.
Okay, well, that was good, Toronto. Thank you for asking those questions because that's what we want. Hi, Sunrise. Thank you so much. Hi, Sunshine. So that's Sunshine. Sunshine also has a podcast here on Friday nights. She comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She is our poetess with the most. She's the boss. She's the best. She's dope. That's my little sis. So there's that. Hey, boo. I got one of my girls on here tonight. I'm so happy. And then, of course, we have D-Ray. You know him.
Yes, of course.
Oh, no. Was that the reaction?
No, I love D-Ray. I'll just be
with him. He's fun to go back and forth with when you want to do that. Yes. He's a fellow Libra, so y'all should be, hey.
And he's a male Libra, so it's a whole nother.
Ain't they something?
Yeah.
Anyway. I've had a few. I like them though. I like them when they're evolved.
Yes. I don't know. My oldest son's father was a Libra, and I always used to tell him, I said, your scales must have been broken because he was.
Well, but they say dating another Libra is hell, just like they say dating another Leo is hell.
Yeah, it was for me. In his
he
case,
told what's so cotton picking funny? You're funny. The fact that you're getting upset over us having this discussion. That's the funny part. So don't do that. Okay. Now, I'm looking at my question. Sorry. Okay. So my next question for you is, have you always been plus size, or did you become plus size after having kids, or because I hear different stories for women.
Yes.
I haven't always been plus size. I used to be the total opposite. I was always so real thin that my mom was taking me to the doctor because they thought I had tapeworms and all that stuff because I was so little I wouldn't gain weight. But my daughter's that way, my granddaughter's that way. But then genetic, after I had that last baby, my body was like, hold up.
Yeah, right. All the people in the back. It's like, how? Yeah, I got you. Well, so what's your story? Me, I can honestly say I have never been little. I've always been plus size.
Okay.
Even as a baby, and my mother, I jokingly say this. My mother used to always say, even as a baby, I had these cute little chunky thighs as a baby. Aww. But as a kid, I wouldn't say, I wasn't chunky then, but I started seeing that I started gaining weight probably when I started kindergarten.
Really?
When the weight started coming on. Yeah. And back then, kids were, saying it could be very cruel because I was bullied through elementary school, through junior high, through high school. Started kind of letting up just a little bit, maybe my last few years of high school wasn't too bad because I guess, kids are more mature, people aren't really, about that life. However, I never let it stop me from doing what I want to do. It was never it never got to the point where it was it wasn't an issue. I didn't have any trauma from it. Because I think back then, kids, although they bullied you, but it wasn't it's not like it is today. Kids now are so relentless. Kids are actually
always been relentless. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, true, but I think it's a different level. The kids are just, you never hear of kids when we were coming up of actually committing suicide behind somebody.
Yeah, we were built different. That's why. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was just a different level. You know what I mean? And yeah, we were built different. I mean, even with like just even putting up with the bullies, we handled it differently. But also the bullies themselves, they some of the things that the kids do now, the kids coming up then, they didn't do those kind of things. Like as far as getting into, we didn't have the
Sean
internet.
said she been plus size all her life.
There you go. So you're dealing with the internet. So you now have cyberbullying. You know what I'm saying? So they have more ways, I guess, to bully a person now than versus them when we were coming up, if that makes sense.
You know what's crazy? I used to always be I'm not going to say jealous because I wasn't jealous, but I used to feel some kind of way about being skinny in a family full of full-figured women and stuff. And my cousin Nika, yeah, girl, I used to pray. Girl, I used to pray like, God, please let me get some hips and some booty.
Good. And for me, it was just the opposite. For me, it was just the opposite.
No, girl, no. I used to pray. I was like, baby, I want to be like my mama, girl. My mama got that big old booty, honey. And she taught my mama almost 6 feet. Girl, my mama was listen.
When you're 13, 14, with hips and a booty and the grown men be trying to holler at you.
That's what I want. I was fast too. No, well, not at 14. At 14, I was still a tomboy. But baby, by the time I hit 11th, 12th grade, I'm like, Right. Girl, I woke up when they had a booty. I was like, what in the world? Okay, so because Shine is tall and she's not big. I hate seeing bigger. Okay, bigger. So my cousin Nika, we always call Queen Latifah because my cousin's always been. She was chubby when we were little compared to us because we were just skinny. But now that we've all grown up, baby, she always been a thick one. And she's tall, and my mom and her sisters, except for two of them are real tall. My mom's baby sister is 6'2". My mom is 5'10". Okay. So I'm short. I took after my grandmother's, but my mom does have a sister that's my Aunt Lily. I think she's 5 feet. Okay. And my Aunt Bernice is about 6 feet tall. My aunt's sister is like 5'4", maybe. So, but you got to take in mind, my grandma had a lot of kids, but she only had 4 girls. So, you know how they was doing it. So it's half and half. But for you to say that you didn't have any trauma, I want to piggyback off of that because you said, we didn't get bullied. We did. But I think Generation X, out of all the generations, we had the capacity, and I don't think this is a good thing necessarily. I look back on it. We have the capacity to be mentally abused and keep going. We knew how to take words. Like, people can say the craziest things to us. Now I look at it, I be like, oh my God, why would you let somebody say that to you? Or why would you say, because baby, if you say something crazy to a Gen Xer, boom, you're going to get it back.
You're going to get it.
You're going to get it back in spades on top of that. Like, we're going to magnify the crazy thing you said, and we're going to go too far. Right. You can't go too far with the new generation.
You sure can't.
They literally will kill themselves.
Exactly. You can't. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know if it's because I think they, like you said, they are built different. They are more sensitive, but on the flip side, it's just so much more that the kids now have to deal with, with society, with the internet, with social media, everything that's going on around them. They deal with so much more. And not saying we didn't deal with things, but like, I guess the level they're having to deal with stuff is like, it's just it's like a whole nother level of craziness, I guess you could say.
And that's the only way to say it, craziness.
Yeah. And it's sad, that it's like that. But I can honestly say, like I said, I was bullied, but I didn't never let that stop me. It never got to the point where I felt bad about myself, or because I had supportive parents, other friends that, were in my corner. Bridget, you can do this. I had my best friend. She's always telling me, girl, you're going to be the next top model, This is before even the top. This is before even America's Top Model was a thing. You know what I'm saying? She would say that to me all the time. And I'm like, whatever, you know. I didn't think about it at the time, but thinking back, I'm just like, wow, she spoke those words of encouragement into me. You know, so I was like, I think back when I was like, it's because of you, right? It's because of you. So I have to always remind her of that.
That's so sweet.
So it was really, she had a lot to do with that. And I don't think she even understands how much of an impact that had on me. You know,
so we talked a little bit before we got on here. And I said, well, how does one jump into plus size modeling? Like, because it's something I've been interested in, but how, run that down for people. Like, where do you start? Where do you begin?
I always tell people it's probably easier said than done for some people, but I would tell people to really just to get yourself out there. I mean, just start. I mean, even if you don't feel like you have the look, you have to start somewhere, right? So start looking at your local fashion shows. Social media is always crawling with upcoming fashion shows, photographers looking for models to help them build their portfolios, which is called TFP work. So you could do TFP work with photographers. You could do local fashion shows. Look for brands that are willing to work with new faces, that kind of thing, to kind of help you get the experience. So you're getting your runway experience. You're getting your experience behind the camera. Practice posing in front of the mirror, your facial expressions. And I know it sounds silly, but just like any other job, you really have to train yourself to do it, right? And to get to the level where you want to get. So every day in the mirror, practice your facial expressions. Practice smizing, which is smiling with your eyes, without smiling with your lips. You're practicing your posing. You're practicing your walk. Set up your camera. Walk in front of the camera, in front of your cell phone a few times. Pull up videos on how to walk, one-way walk. And that's really the best thing to do, is like just to get that practice in. Then, like I said, when you feel like your walk is up to par, then you can start going for the local shows, getting your shoots with your local photographers, that kind of thing. Then once you get enough photos under your belt, like for your portfolio, you can start submitting to other opportunities, whether it's out of state. You say, okay, I think I want to try my hand at New York Fashion Week this year. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm ready for that. Because you'll know if you're ready or not. So you take your chances, you submit for those type of opportunities, and never let anybody tell you, because, say you've only been modeling a year. People's like, oh, you're not ready for New York Fashion Week. No, don't listen to that, because you have to have confidence in yourself to know, okay, I have a bad walk. I have a good personality. I have the confidence. If all those things line up, then you're ready. And to be honest, I would tell people all the time too, it's not so much about how bad your walk is, or how good your walk is basically on the runway. It's really depends on your personality, because your personality, if you are coachable, your attitude is positive, and you have a can-do attitude, or you're easy to teach, then that attitude would get you into so many doors, like a lot of doors. And I say that I was, that a lot of times I felt like I wasn't getting chosen by the agencies necessarily, but most of the time, whenever I would go for open call is basically when you go to audition for a fashion show or whatever opportunity as a model, right? So when I go to these open calls, most of the time I would be chosen, and not necessarily because I had the baddest walk, but because They like my personality. They like my attitude. I mean, it helped that, they thought I was beautiful, but
Right.
outside of that, you know what I'm saying? But if you have a nasty attitude, it don't matter how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter your runway walk. If your attitude is not there, or you're not following directions, not coming dressed appropriately for open call, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much decided you pretty much decided they their decision for them before you walk through the door. Because if you're not even prepared when you come to these open calls, they're gonna turn your way at the door as soon as you come. You won't even get a chance to walk. And that's the thing about the industry, they don't play. If they say show up wearing all black, wearing your heels and your shapewear, that is what you do.
Right.
You cannot come any kind of way or just feel like you can just get by showing up any way you want to. It's not going to fly. Yeah, so.
And Sorez asked a good question. He said, do you feel that male plus size models are accepted quicker than female plus size models? Or do you think they have it harder?
I was going to say it's actually the flip side.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't see a lot of male plus size models.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong now. I have a few on my roster. But they do have a harder, the big and tall fashion industry.
Name me one that you know. Name me one, because I can't think of any.
Chris Ferguson. He is actually on my roster, and when I say he's an amazing big and tall model,
okay,
he is amazing and gorgeous, like 6'1", dark skin. You know what I'm saying? So he's really doing it in the big and tall.
No, I said, ooh.
He is really doing it. You so crazy.
Yeah.
He is doing it. Yeah, girl. Anyway. Atlanta, Georgia, anyway. He is doing it. He's really doing it. But I will honestly say, I mean, the only thing I've noticed, like, because he's an actor as well. So a lot of time, because he's big, he's tall, they get typecasted for, like, you know what I'm saying, playing a thug or a security guard, bodyguard, or, you know what I mean? So those type of things. And when he tries to cast for a lawyer or a realtor, because he's actually a realtor as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in real life. So I'm like, wear a suit, looks good in a suit and everything. Right. But because of his size, they're, you know what I'm saying, want to typecast him for these other, you know what I'm saying, for these,
like Michael Clark Duncan when he was alive. Remember, he said at first,
right,
he was always playing a thug or a bodyguard. You know, believe it or not, John Heiss, who is fine as he is, girl.
Yeah.
Like, so I that's a good question, Sorez, because I was like, who can I think of that's a plus size? Now,
I know quite a few. He's just one, but there are quite a few. But they do have it. They have it really, really hard. Unless you're really like blessed to really make it. Savage X Venti, Rihanna's brand. She's got a lot of big and tall models with her brand.
Yeah, I love girl. Riri put it on for us, don't she?
Yeah, she did. She definitely did. So them, and there's a few other brands out there that have, that do work with big and tall models. But overall, as a whole, especially in the movie industry, they have it really, really hard. They're never really getting like the lead male part, or and that kind of thing. They're always casted as like somebody's crazy uncle, or like
I'm always cast as the mama or the aunt. And but guess what? I get a paycheck every time. There's that. Somebody made that comment. They were like, "You gonna be the Jennifer Hudson or Loretta Devine?" And I said, "But they get paychecks, though."
That's all that matters, really. Because as a matter of fact, like Chris, he went for the baby had a video shoot, so he went there for the video shoot in Atlanta, and they had him. He was like an uncle. He played like an uncle, like that was grilling on a grill, the cookout. or whatever. So they had him in these like, he was like ashy knees, like the uncle gear, the Jesus sandals or whatever. I was like, well,
But
are
he
you
got
getting paid?
paid for it.
I told him, I said, well, are you getting paid? He's like, yeah. I said, just go out there and have fun. Go out
That's
there and
it.
have fun.
And that's what I tell people. I get paid when y'all see me on camera. There's some dollar signs over there in the corner. Okay, be happy funny.
So I was like, have fun. I said, we'll worry about getting you the part of a doctor later on, but right now, have fun.
And I just love how TV is starting to be more inclusive of people. I've seen little people. I've seen. I have a friend. She's a good friend of one of my best friends. Her name is Tiffany Stansel, and she has what Michael Jackson had. Why can't I think of it? Vitiligo, like Winnie Harlow, and she does amazingly well. She just came off of doing a fashion show, and she lives right here in Greensboro. And she's amazing. And
I just signed a lady with that as well, and she is doing.
And see, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, definitely, right? And I think a lot of people are getting back to embracing plus size or regular, because we're regular size people,
right?
Really, to be honest. I think the reason why is because guess what? It's healthy. Just like back in the day, you knew who ate, like in Africa, like they said, they didn't want a skinny woman because they figured she didn't have no food, or she didn't
have no food. She was poor, or didn't have no food, or
it's not
effective. Exactly. Or they also contributed to you not being what's the word I'm looking for? Not being able to have children, like a nurturer, not being a good nurturer. They say women that are,
and that's crazy.
I like that is crazy.
It's crazy when people have these preconceived notions. Yeah. Now, did you send any other like pictures or video for Troy to show?
I don't think I did. I think that's all he has on me right now.
Okay, well, time go to girl. Because your pictures are beautiful, and I love that bathing suit picture, girl. Baby, I just tell people all the time, you're going to get these stretch marks.
That was what was so crazy. That was one of my first bathing suit shoots I'd ever done. I had never, let me back up. That was the first time I ever wore a bathing suit, period.
Girl, what?
And I don't know why I never did. It's just, growing up. I mean, although I have like a pretty, good self-esteem. Yeah. But why it took me so long to get to that point, I don't know. But that day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do me a photo shoot in a two-piece bikini, So got in touch with one of my amazing designer. She's a plus size swimwear designer by the name of Nina Sheree. Amazing. She didn't design the actual swimsuit, but she designed the cover up I had on. Amazing. So I was like, all right, I can do this. So I got in touch with her, got in touch with a few jewelry designers. I had a little some jewelry on. I don't know if you mentioned, some jewelry on with
girl, that right there is it.
So I was like, I'm gonna do this. So actually that shoot was on a lake down in Raleigh, in the Raleigh area.
So it was Jordan Lake or Lake Carr. I know them lakes because we used to go fishing.
Don't remember which one, but it's probably one of them, I'm sure.
Oh, nice! That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, how many children do you have?
I have two. My oldest is 28, and the baby's 14. Well, he's not a baby.
My oldest is 28. My oldest biological child is 28. And my youngest is 26, but I raised my ex-husband's two children, and they're 33 and 35.
Okay.
Because when we got together, they were 2 and 3.
Right.
So when you have children, and it changes your body. And I mean, men really can't. I think men do gain weight with us, some of them, when
They
you get
do.
pregnant, because they have the little things.
The
Because I promise
sympathy
you, every
weight
time
or
I got
whatever.
pregnant,
Yeah.
my ex-husband was like throwing up and doing all the things. And
Baby.
that's how we knew I was having girls every time. I was like, what
Mhm.
is happening? And my grandma said, oh, girl, you about to have a girl, because if he's
That's a
sick,
sympathy
it's a wrap.
change.
I was like, what? So going from being extremely thin to being, I was slim thick, and now I'm the size I am now, which, you know, I like my body. I'm very comfortable with my body, but I had got to the point where I just felt too big for me. And that's what I tell people when it comes to, don't body shame people, because you don't know how that person is feeling. You know, they might feel at home in their body, or they might not.
Right. You
For
don't know
me,
what
I
mental
like
state
being
they're
a
in.
plus size baddie. I like it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Me too. Period.
I don't want to be skinny. I've never desired to be skinny. I have been skinny, and I know what it feels like. So I like being that. I like being the comfortable weight for me. For me, I think I had the most fun when I was like right at 200 pounds. And people say, but that's still big. You're obese. But baby, I felt wonderful. My knees was working.
Okay.
My skin
That's
was
what I'm talking
popping.
about. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay. You know, I could see my
Yeah.
waist. Okay. It was good.
It
And
was
so I'm
the same
trying to
thing
get
here.
bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. And I
Yeah.
just really love the fact that you are out here encouraging the larger size women and men, because you
Yes.
say you do, to just, hey, know you're beautiful, be confident, go out
Confident.
here and make it do what it do. In the words of
Yes.
Ray Charles,
I
we
mean,
just gonna
and
make it do what it do.
that's right. That's it. That's the
All
bottom line.
right.
I love
So
it.
what advice would you give to anyone that, like you said, just get out there? But what else? What else has been your saving grace in this business?
Honestly, my saving grace has been having a relationship with God. Because without Him, I don't care what you're trying to do. Without Him, I mean, you might make it somewhat far, but after a while, it's like with Him, you know that you have a feeling of a purpose, and it's not just you're not so quick to get caught up in industry drama. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely have to have that relationship with God, because if you don't, it would be so hard. It would be so easy to get caught up in, how can I put it, in
The
things,
foolishness.
in the
The
foolishness in
foolishness.
the industry, basically, because you have people out there that are always forever trying to, take advantage of plus size women, and not just
Baby, you
plus
be
size
at them
women,
baby oil
but
parties. You'll be at them baby oil parties.
okay, and that's just point blank period. I mean, you have to know how to discern who's for you in this industry and who's not, and who's really just out to exploit you. So that would be my main advice, is to make sure you have some type of relationship with God.
Whoever your God may be.
Whoever your
And I've
God may
noticed
be.
that.
Mhm.
I feel like, because people say, well, Carla, you're friends with people that are Buddhists and Muslims, and they're not worshiping Jesus, but they are God centered, and they
Right.
revere their higher power. And it's
Exactly.
not for me to make the decision for them to accept Christ. It's
Hmm.
not for them to
It's
tell me
not.
that I'm not supposed to be a follower of Christ.
Exactly.
It's weird. I've dated a few Muslim guys, and they've
Same here.
respected me more
Hmm.
than the Christian guys.
Isn't
And I
that
know that
sad? Isn't
sounds
that
crazy,
ain't that something? Yeah.
baby. The
Because
men who have gone backwards, above and beyond for me, have been
mhm,
different. Like, I had a guy that, of course, Muslim, but I also dated a guy who he was, for lack of a better word, Rastafarian. Even though they're
mhm,
Christian, it's
mhm,
different.
mhm.
They think a totally different way than
They do.
how a Pentecostal
Oh yeah, I know.
Christian
I've
thinks.
dated a few too. I've dated a few Muslims as well, and their respect for women. And I'm not saying that. I think a lot of it too has to do with upbringing, along with religious beliefs. However, I do see that most Muslim men do seem to treat their women a little bit better, and that's a whole nother subject for
They
another day.
adore their women. It's real crazy. Like they really have an obligation when they take that whole take care of the woman thing seriously, right?
Very seriously. Oh yeah.
Some
There's
of
no doubt
them.
about it. Some of them, yeah. Yeah. But again, that goes back to upbringing,
Yeah.
like how, you know what I'm saying? So.
And Buddhist men, like I know there's a few Asian guys that I have, I like to, get over in them Asian waters sometime,
For real?
I have.
Okay.
Like Thai. I dated a
Okay.
guy who's Thai and black for a minute. And even though his father was black, he was a practicing Buddhist.
Really?
And he was always very calm and even keeled.
I can see that.
And he was very respectful of me because he was very respectful of his mother.
I can see that.
And so I really feel like we can learn a lot from each other in our differences. And in our differences in our higher power. Right. And so I commend you, Bridget, for getting out there and putting a face on this plus size modeling, all inclusive thing that you're doing and building.
Thank you.
You're coming up on your 3-year anniversary.
Ooh,
congratulations, girl! Is your heart beating fast?
Yes, when I say it's been a long road, and I'm not done yet. It's like it's so much. In the next year, it's a lot coming up that I have planned. So,
well, you on my radar now, girl. You on my radar now, girl. So I love it. I'm so excited for you. I don't even know you, but I just feel like I'm just like, God, just be with her and help her do whatever it is she needs to do.
Oh, thank you.
So that she can get even further, because that's always my wish for other people, but especially women, especially Black women. Girl,
that's right.
I just want to see you shine. That's it.
Yes, man. And likewise.
I just want you to do your best. Because, we have children and you're going to have grandchildren. We have a legacy coming behind us. You will. So, even if it's not your biological, as Black women, we always mother and child.
Exactly. That's true.
I got white children, Black children,
right?
You name it. Because of my kids and their friends, and because of people I've worked with that I've adopted. I got a whole white daughter with red hair living in Oklahoma, and she calls me mom. And I believe that we as women, we have the superpower. And I talked about this last week with my guest Kelsey from Sun Queen Kelsey and the Solar Flares. Being a woman is a superpower in itself.
We are. Yes, definitely.
And being a Black woman kissed by the sun.
Just imagine, and a lot of us don't even realize the power that we have. Like,
I love it. Yeah. And so I thank you. Tell the people how they can find you, your social media handles, your website, anything you want the people to know about you, Miss Bridget.
Yes, ma'am. The way that I'm very easy to find, Facebook is under Bridget Bolson. I have 2 pages on Facebook, Bridget Bolson, and of course, Wilson Plus Talent. On Instagram, under Wilson Plus Talent. On TikTok, under Wilson Plus Talent. If you're actually looking to also looking to get into the industry, you can email me at wilsonplustalent2021@gmail.com, or you can call me at 910-218-6679.
Repeat that number.
910-218-6679.
And give that website one more time.
The email is wilsonplustalent2021@gmail.com.
Got it. All right. Well,
But I do have a website coming up soon, so stay tuned for that.
isn't it exciting just to say this is what I sat
Yes.
and wrote down and dreamed about. And my friend Taranza that was on here, she's written books.
Wow.
She's a poetess.
Okay.
She has poetry books, but she's also she works in corporate America. She's a mom. Her son is a mega superstar out here.
Okay.
He's he's a DJ that does all kinds of things, and she's racing the next
Awesome.
WNBA
Okay. Look,
phenom.
I
And
love it.
Sunshine, she's raising sons that are exemplary, and they treat women with such kindness and respect and love because they get that from her. And I
That's,
just love to see what we are doing out here. So,
yes.
Bridget, I'm going to speak blessings upon you, blessings upon blessings, upon blessings upon blessings, and everything you even think about that is going to evolve you higher and vibrate you out here to the masses. God's going to give it to you. Your ancestors are already working on your behalf. Everything that you could ever dream of and then some is going to be your portion. So I
It is
wish you
so.
the best. And
Thank
she
you.
said, "Oh, I just love you, Ronzi. I love my friends. I love my family. I
Oh,
love the Blast family. I thank Troy and them all the time for bringing me on here. Episode 86, Bridget.
when did you get
That's you.
started? Like, because when I heard that, I said episode 86. So you've been doing this for how long?
Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years.
Really? Wow. Okay.
And I'm very excited
That's
because it
amazing.
started out as just a little old comedian getting on here, drinking her wine and alcohol
Ah.
and talking shit to people.
And that's all you need,
And
right?
Taronza says, blessings to you, Bridget. May
Oh, thank
everything you do
you.
prosper.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
And we just, girl, keep representing us.
That's all I can do.
Okay.
That's all I
All
can
right.
do. Yes, ma'am.
I thank you. I thank
Thank you
you.
so much for having
I
me.
hope you have a great weekend. And y'all, this is episode 86 of Crazy Carla's Concoctions. It's a wrap. Peace.
Bye.
That's my girl right there.